Welcome to Module 22, Positioning Yourself in the Market. This is where your value stops floating around like a mysterious little cloud and starts becoming clear, specific, and commercially useful. Positioning is not just a marketing word, it is the way the market understands where to place you. It answers the quiet question every potential buyer has: why should I pay attention to this person, and what problem do they help me solve? Without positioning, people may like you, follow you, compliment you, and still have no idea what to hire you for. That is cute for the ego and terrible for revenue. In this module, we are going to define how you want to be understood in the market, who you help, what problem you solve, what outcome you create, and why your approach is different. Clear positioning makes marketing easier. Clear positioning makes selling easier. Clear positioning makes your empire easier to recognize. Confusion does not convert, clarity does. This module is about giving your business a clear place in the mind of the buyer. We are going to cover what positioning means, why vague messaging weakens your value, how to define your audience, how to name the problem you solve, how to explain your outcome, and how to make your difference obvious. Positioning is not about pretending you are more impressive than you are. It is about making your real value easier to understand. A strong position does not say, I can help everyone with everything. A strong position says, I help this kind of person solve this kind of problem and get this kind of result. That level of clarity is powerful because people are busy. They are not sitting around with a candle and a journal trying to decode your genius. Your job is to make the value obvious. Positioning turns your skill into a market signal. Positioning is how you claim a specific space in the market. It is the combination of your audience, problem, category, outcome, and difference. Those pieces work together to tell people what you do and why it matters. For example, I help with business is not positioning. It is a fog machine. I help solo consultants use AI to build lean operating systems. Is stronger because it names who the work is for, what kind of work is involved, and what outcome the buyer can expect. Positioning gives people a mental shortcut. It helps them decide whether you are relevant to them, it helps them remember you, it helps them refer you. It helps them understand why your work is different from the thousand other people yelling strategy into the internet. Positioning is not a cage, it is a signal. You can evolve later, but first the market needs enough clarity to respond. Vague positioning feels safe, but it is expensive. Many people stay broad because they do not want to exclude anyone. They say things like, I help entrepreneurs grow, or I help people reach their potential, or I provide solutions for businesses. That sounds flexible, but in the market, flexible often reads as forgettable. When your message is too broad, buyers do not know whether you understand their specific problem. They do not know whether your offer is for them. They do not know what result you create, so they move on. Vague positioning creates extra work in every part of the business. Your content becomes harder to write. Your sales conversations become harder to lead. Your offer becomes harder to explain. Your referrals become weaker because nobody knows what to say about you. Specificity is not limitation, specificity is traction. The right people need to be able to recognize themselves in your message. A strong positioning statement has 5 core parts: audience, problem, category, outcome, difference. Audience means who you help. Problem means what they are struggling with. Category means what type of solution you provide. Outcome means what changes because of your work. Difference means why your approach is distinct. Here's the simple formula: I help audience solve problem through category or method so they can outcome without common frustration or failed approach. For example, I help overwhelmed solo business owners build simple AI powered operating systems so they can deliver better work without hiring too soon. That sentence has shape. It gives the buyer something to understand. Positioning is not poetry, it is precision. Good positioning starts with the buyer, not with your resume. Your audience is not just women, entrepreneurs, small businesses, or anyone who needs help. That is too broad to guide strong decisions. You want to understand the buyer's identity, context, goals, pain points, urgency, and buying motivation. Who are they? Who are they trying to build? What pressure are they under? What problem keeps repeating? What do they already know they need? What do they secretly wish someone would just handle? A buyer should feel seen by your positioning, not flattered. Seen. When your audience is clear, your content gets sharper, your offers get cleaner, your examples become more relevant, your sales conversations become more grounded. Do not start by asking, "How do I describe myself?" Start by asking, "Who needs this value most?" The problem is the commercial engine of your positioning. People pay attention when you name something they already feel. A weak problem sounds like, "You need support with your business." A stronger problem sounds like, "You are getting leads, but your follow up is scattered. Your sales process is inconsistent, and revenue keeps slipping through the cracks." See the difference? The second version names a specific gap. It gives the buyer language for what is happening. It creates recognition. Many buyers are not looking for your service category yet. They are looking for relief from the problem. That means your positioning should speak to the pain, friction, cost, or missed opportunity they understand. If you cannot clearly name the problem, the buyer cannot clearly value the solution. Name the problem like a strategist, not like a fortune cookie. Your positioning must make the outcome visible. The outcome is not simply the task you perform, it is the change your work creates. A designer does not just make graphics, they help a brand look credible enough to attract better clients. A sales consultant does not just teach scripts, they may help a founder turn messy calls into structured revenue conversations. An AI systems builder does not just connect tools, they may help a business save time, reduce manual work, and operate with fewer bottlenecks. People buy movement. They buy the bridge from current state to desired state. Ask yourself, what becomes easier? What becomes faster? What becomes clearer? What becomes more profitable? What becomes less stressful? What becomes possible? Your outcome should be concrete enough that the buyer can imagine why it matters. Tasks describe effort, outcomes describe value. A category helps people understand what kind of solution you provide. A category could be consulting, coaching, implementation, strategy, automation, content, design, operations, sales enablement, personal branding, financial dashboards, or AI systems. The category gives the buyer a frame. For example, I help founders use AI. It's interesting but vague. I provide AI operations consulting for solo founders is clearer. I build AI powered client onboarding and delivery systems for consultants is even clearer. The category should not make your work smaller, it should make it easier to place. People need a mental shelf to put you on. If they cannot categorize you, they may admire you but fail to buy from you. That does not mean you have to sound corporate or stiff. It means your offer needs a recognizable shape. A clear category helps the market understand your value faster. Your difference is not always a dramatic innovation. Sometimes your difference is your process. Sometimes it is your point of view. Sometimes it is the audience you specialize in. Sometimes it is your speed, your depth, your taste, your standards, your lived experience, or the way you combine skills. The key is that your difference must matter to the buyer. Saying "I care more" is not enough. Everybody says that. bless their hearts. A stronger difference sounds like, I combine AI automation with client experience design so the system does not just run faster, it feels better for the customer. That difference tells the buyer why the approach matters. Do not invent a fake uniqueness just to sound shiny. Find the real advantage in how you think, solve, deliver, or understand the buyer. Difference is not decoration. Difference is a reason to choose you. Let's look at a few positioning examples. Instead of I am a copywriter, try I help coaches and consultants turn unclear offers into sales pages that explain the value and invite qualified buyers. Instead of I do AI automation, try I help service based businesses automate lead capture, follow up, and onboarding so fewer opportunities fall through the cracks. Instead of I help people with branding, try I help solo experts build a clear personal brand message so the market understands what they do and why it matters. Each improved version is more specific. It names the buyer, the problem, the work, and the result. That is the goal. Not fancy, not clear. A clear position does not need to scream, it needs to land. Now let's build your positioning statement. Use this structure. I help audience solve problem with method or offer category so they can desired outcome. Then add your difference. Unlike common alternative, my approach, distinct method or belief. Here is an example. I help overwhelmed solo service providers build AI powered operating systems so they can deliver consistently without hiring too soon. Unlike generic automation setups, my approach connects tools to real client experience and business flow. This gives you a strong first version. It does not have to be perfect, it has to be usable. You can test it in your bio, website, sales calls, content, and conversations. Positioning is not written once and buried in a notebook like a Victorian secret. It is used, tested, refined, repeated. Once your positioning is clear, it should show up everywhere. Your bio should reflect it, your website headline should reflect it, your content pillars should support it, your offer page should prove it. Your sales conversations should reinforce it. Your testimonials should eventually validate it. Positioning is not a sentence you write once, it is the spine of your market presence. This is where many people get messy. Their bio says one thing, their content says another, their offer page says 12 things. Their sales call says, honestly, I can do whatever you need. No, we are not building a buffet of confusion. Your market should hear the same core value from different angles over time. Consistency creates recognition. Recognition creates trust. Trust creates opportunity. Positioning becomes stronger when it meets reality. You test it by putting it in front of people and watching what happens. Do people understand it quickly? Do the right people say, that sounds like me? Do they ask better questions? Do they refer the right kinds of leads? Does your content become easier to create? Does your sales conversations become clearer? Does the offer feel easier to explain? You can test positioning in posts, bios, discovery calls, emails, landing pages, conversations, and simple outreach. The goal is not instant applause, the goal is signal. If people are confused, sharpen the language. If people understand but do not care, sharpen the problem. If people care but do not buy, sharpen the offer or urgency. If the wrong people respond, sharpen the audience. Positioning is not guessing forever, it is refinement with evidence. Here are the common mistakes to avoid. Trying to serve everyone. Describing your service but not the problem. Using vague transformation language. Sounding like every other person in your category. Choosing a niche you do not understand. Changing your positioning every 5 minutes. Hiding your actual value behind clever words. making the message about you instead of the buyer. The biggest mistake is confusing broadness with opportunity. Broad messaging may feel safer, but it often makes you invisible. A strong position gives the right person a reason to lean in. Remember, positioning is not a prison sentence. You can evolve, you can expand, you can refine, but you need a clear starting point. You cannot build market authority around fog. Choose a lane, make it clear, then earn trust through repetition and results. Here is your action step. Write 3 positioning statements. For each one, include your audience, the problem they have, the solution category you provide, the outcome they want, your difference. Then choose the version that feels clearest, most specific, and most commercially useful. Do not choose the one that sounds the fanciest. Choose the one a real buyer, can understand quickly. Once you choose it, test it in 3 places: your bio, one piece of content, and one conversation with a potential buyer or peer. Pay attention to what creates recognition. Your positioning will evolve as your proof grows. That is normal, but you need a working version now. Clarity first, proof next, authority over time. Position yourself so the right people can find you, understand you, and trust you. Build the message, build the market signal, build the empire.